Thank you, Sophie. Monday night, welcome to another week here on Look North. Coming up on the show tonight, a groundbreaking new project aiming to nip childhood obesity in the bud, as it is revealed 3/4 of adults in Doncaster are overweight.
Rupert's now sat eating what's been cooked and it's going down a treat.
We'll take a look at how this back-to-birth plan could change habits for life. Also coming up tonight, administrators say there are already 4 or 5 serious bidders who want to buy Sheffield Wednesday. And businesses in Home Firth say long-running roadworks in the middle of town are costing them dear.
And join us here at the Yellow Arch Music Studio in Sheffield, where some up-and-coming bands are keeping it live.
Well, it's not been a bad start to the October half-term holidays. This was Reeton Sands near Filey earlier this afternoon. But what about the rest of the week? Join me for that detailed week-ahead forecast.
Hello there. Now, without living in a glass house and throwing stones, we're starting tonight with obesity. A groundbreaking programme that teaches parents how to feed babies nutritious food is helping to change families' diets and could help improve health in South Yorkshire. Academics running this programme say it is the first of its kind in England. So let's take a look at the stats. In Rotherham, 74% of adults are overweight or obese. Just below that is Doncaster at 73.8%. Now, that compares with a national average of 64%. You can see the step down, can't you? The lowest area, in our part of the world at least, is York at 60%, and then we go down south, which compares to 42% in the London borough of Islington. Now, the latest figures from our part of the world show that around 1 in 10 children aged 4 to 5 years is classed as living with obesity. The community-based Nourish and Nurture initiative works with new parents in Doncaster, and the aim is to tackle obesity by encouraging healthy eating habits right from day one. City of Doncaster Council is funding these sessions, which are run by dietitians. Phil Bodmer has been to see how it works.
Yeah? What's that like? What's that like?
Taste and texture for baby Aria. It's an important moment in her development. But navigating the pitfalls of weaning can be a challenge. Mum Gabriella and Dad Dale are part of a pioneering scheme in Doncaster, helping young families benefit from a healthy diet.
She was about 4.5 months at that point. We were in a bit of a breastfeeding sort of crisis where they start to become so interested in what's going on in the world around them. She'd go on for a feed, she'd pop off, she'd have a look round, she'd come on, then she'd pop off and smile at me, which is lovely, but you know, we've got things to be doing. So I was just looking for some help basically with her actual feeding.
The plan for today's session is to run through a few of the things that we've kind of already covered in our Nourish and Nurture sessions.
The advice has helped focus the family on the virtues of using nutritious ingredients, which can help benefit children and adults alike.
So we look at parents' journeys with nutrition as well, how that's been shaped, and then we sort of take that over to baby and how we can improve things for baby, because the statistics show that if we can work on nutrition from sort of early doors, that we can really improve the health outcomes for these children as they grow on into adulthood.
The sessions involve practical cooking exercises using healthy ingredients. Parents are actively encouraged to try their hands using simple recipes.
It's been really nice. I mean, obviously Rupert's now sat eating what's been cooked and it's going down a treat.
He looks like he's enjoying it.
Yeah, definitely. But because it's sort of like my second, third session, it's been nice to just sort of recap on certain things and like still be able to ask questions and stuff again as well.
I wasn't really sure what to expect coming in, but we're just trying to get all the information we can. It was helpful. We got some information about how to introduce allergens, which, like we were saying, is one of our big concerns.
For these young families, providing their children with a taste of nutritious food may well help them make better choices as adults too, in turn improving the overall health prospects for this corner of the Broadacres. Phil Bodmer, BBC Look North, Doncaster.
Thanks, Phil. Now, there's lots of research being done in our universities to try and make communities eat and exercise healthier. Earlier this afternoon, I spoke to Dr. Elisa Ioanu, who is a researcher on a project looking at the issues surrounding obesity and young people, and I asked her if teaching children about healthy eating could solve the problem early.
It's important not just to focus on teaching habits and education, because while it is important to learn about making better decisions, there is a widely accepted model of understanding obesity, which is called the socio-ecologic model. And this acknowledges that individuals and sort of social circles play a small role, but they're often constrained by wider environmental, organizational and policy factors that impact individual choice.
So given what you're saying, is that a reason why perhaps places local to us are affected so badly?
Well, I think obesity is a chronic and relapsing condition. So we don't still necessarily treat it as such and very much treat it like it should be individual responsibility, and that's it. Weight stigma does play a large role to this because we do continue to blame individuals rather than focusing on other things that really contribute to obesity, like the environment and deprivation. But within our areas, it's the same as it is across England, where you see higher rates of deprivation and poverty, you also see higher rates of obesity.
Is it too easy then to blame the individual? That's what you're saying. We all need to take some responsibility for improving this issue.
Yes, there is a collective thing to look at, but very much so in terms of addressing things like poverty, deprivation and the environment, and also weight stigma are really important drivers for obesity. So yes, in part there's an individual and there's education, but there's all these wider impacts that really need to be tackled on a whole systems level when we talk about obesity.
Does the government at a national level need to do more?
The government at national level has introduced things like sugar tax, although we don't necessarily know if that's linked with obesity yet. As such, again, it simplifies it as thinking about it's just what we're eating when we know there's other things that are really important. So as long as weight stigma is still around and we still look at individual choices, until we start tackling the root causes, things like deprivation, poverty and the environment, we're not going to find any sort of simple solution.
So it's not just a job that's in the in tray of the Secretary of State for Health then, by the sound of it?
It's a combination of things. We do have to look at this on a whole system. So yes, there does need to be national level policy initiatives. There also needs to be focus on local level, but there also needs to be focus, within organizations, within communities. And also we need to think about stop blaming individuals, especially on a media and social media level that happens every day.
Thank you very much indeed for your time.
Thank you.
Now, our other main news tonight. The administrators running Sheffield Wednesday say there are already 4 or 5 serious bidders who want to buy the club, and one of them could take over before the end of this year. Now, the club went into administration on Friday after months of financial problems, meaning Delphon Chansiri is no longer the owner. The administrators have told us that fans have spent more than £500,000 in just 3 days. Good work, Owls fans, in ticket sales and merch, all of which has helped secure Wednesday's future, as our reporter Ollie Constable has.
The Chansiri era is disappearing seat by seat. The former chairman's name has been plastered all over Hillsborough, but not for much longer. It's not often fans celebrate their club going into administration, but with 5 transfer embargoes, staff not being paid on time for months, and fan boycotts, this has felt like a new beginning. This afternoon, a busy club shop.
We're passing, so we'll, thought we'll call in, pick some stuff up, help club out.
I've been boycotting it since he we shall not name was here. Not a penny more. And now, obviously, we need to try and keep things going until we get a suitable buyer.
I bought the white third kit. It's my second one. Club needs some stability. I need some money going back into finances because the amount of money that we've had lately has been zero. It's not fair on staff.
Many fans have refused to spend money at Hillsborough, but now shirts and training wear are flying off the shelves. Delphon Chansiri is on his way out, and the fans want to show they will continue to support the club.
The fans have already put in over £500,000 since Friday through buying tickets and merchandise, so the response has been incredible. But yes, we need to keep raising money to be able to pay the wages next Friday.
It felt like a weight had been lifted. We could breathe again.
Jane Deaton has worked at the club for 42 years. She's never known a time like this, with her family helping to pay her bills.
The love and the support we have felt from every single supporter has been outstanding. Even before Friday, we've had people coming in, bringing us eggs, food parcels, chocolate, drinks, hugs, just a hug, just coming in to see if we're okay. That I can't even put into words how every single one of us are so grateful, and we all want to say thank you.
The Owls are bottom of the table after their 12-point deduction and lost 2-1 to Oxford United on Saturday, but it was their highest attendance of the season.
Every pound that's generated by Wednesday fans, and it was an astounding effort at the weekend, will make a difference. It will have an impact potentially on jobs and the administrators' ability to preserve as many jobs as possible. So it is something to be encouraged.
The administrators say there are already 4 or 5 serious bidders wanting to buy the Owls, and it could be done before the end of the year. Ollie Constable, BBC Look North at Hillsborough.
Thanks, Ollie. We'll keep on top of that one for you. And, of course, there's more football later in the programme. Now, you're watching Monday night's Look North. Still ahead on tonight's show. Extraordinary fundraising for 2 young men from the same village diagnosed with the same rare condition. Some other headlines coming into the newsroom then, and a Yorkshire MP has opened a debate in Parliament today about the fines parents can receive for taking children out of school during term time. Robbie Moore, the MP for Keighley and Ilkley, has been asking for his constituents' opinion about the issue. There have been protests about it too. Councils can fine parents £80 each if a child is absent from school, but a petition calling for up to 10 days off per year without a fine has got nearly 200,000 signatures.
One parent from Keighley in my constituency told me that she was quoted over £1,000 per person for a February half-term holiday compared to the following week, meaning an identical family holiday would cost thousands of pounds more simply for taking it during school holidays. This view was reflected by so many families who feel that they are being priced out of what is clearly predatory pricing from holiday companies.
Staff at a swimming pool in North Yorkshire say they will be forced to pass on rising costs to customers if they don't get more financial support. Tadcaster Community Swimming Pool is run by a charity which says it's facing increasing maintenance and staff costs and higher energy bills. The government says it is working with the sport and leisure sector to understand what is needed. West Yorkshire Police is supporting Operation Dark Night, a national campaign aimed at improving road safety during the darker winter months. From today until the 9th of November, police officers will be putting a particular focus on testing drivers' eyesight. Roadside checks across the county will be ensuring vision meets legal driving standards. Fines and penalty points could be issued for failing to meet the legal vision requirements. Staying with the roads, business owners in Home Firth say they're seeing a drop in takings of up to 60% because of a series of roadworks that started last year. They were supposed to be finished in November, but delays mean it is now looking like next year before they'll be completed. Kirklees Council says it is all part of a major investment to protect what makes the town really special. Elizabeth Baines has the story.
Congestion, road closures and diversions. It's not quite how you'd picture an idyllic market town, but it's been the reality for retailers in Home Firth for the last 16 months.
They are doing more piling and then they're taking down the bridge.
Taking place directly outside Lim's restaurants, work on the Home Firth Town Centre action plan is taking its toll.
Sleepless nights, drawdown pension being taken out to keep this place afloat. Our savings been going out every month, having sometimes you don't take no wages at all. The people who started all this, they don't see it. They don't feel the pain.
The roadworks here in Home Firth are all part of a £10.3 million investment scheme. When it's completed, visitors can expect a brand new market and event space, widened pavements and more places to park electric vehicles. But with retailers reporting profits plunging from 40, 50, even 60%, there are those who won't ever be able to benefit from the scheme.
Anthony is among the retailers to pull businesses from Home Firth, refocusing his trades in nearby Lindley instead.
The roadworks kept appearing outside the shop, and it was literally the entrance to the car park. The traffic lights were right there, and the business just got quieter and quieter as time went on, and it got to a point where we were sitting there 2 or 3 days not seeing a customer.
In an effort to prevent any more shops shutting their doors for good, retailers are working together. Isabel is among the business owners hosting quiz nights, selling other traders' stock and extending their opening hours.
I think it's hard for the council sometimes to know that this is people's livelihoods, it's their mortgages, it's the tea they put on the table for their kids, and that's what's hurting.
Last week, a petition was handed to Kirklees Council for support through the disruption.
We've done everything we can to try and support businesses. It's a mixed picture. Some businesses in the town are really doing well and some businesses are struggling, so we need to find a way to support those businesses who are struggling whilst celebrating the new businesses that have opened during the scheme as well.
With construction work delayed, it's now expected the road ahead for retailers will be disrupted until spring. Elizabeth Baines, BBC Look North, Home Firth.
Next tonight, a really extraordinary story. 2 men who live just 3 doors apart from each other in West Yorkshire found they share more than living on the same street because they've both been diagnosed with an incredibly rare form of cancer. Rowan Sutcliffe and Ryan Womersley, who live in Addingham near Ilkley, both had surgery and gruelling follow-up appointment therapy treatments. Rowan's cancer was diagnosed as terminal, but he has made an amazing recovery. This weekend, they were both involved with an extraordinary fundraising challenge. So I asked them how this shared bond came about.
I knew about it when I first moved onto the street. It was kind of common knowledge that you'd been through that as a teenager, and then when I was diagnosed with sarcoma, we got chatting about it, didn't we? And obviously it turned out we'd both had a similar condition. Both sarcomas, not the same sarcomas, but similar. Yeah.
Same. Yeah.
So what was your experience then?
So it was very difficult, as you can imagine. I think, very very tricky because I'd never really experienced any form of cancer history from my family as well. I was one of those fortunate, I suppose, in a sense that none of my family had ever had any history of cancer. So it's very sudden, as quite often is the case with sarcoma and sarcoma treatment. So I had treatment all throughout. It started around 22 when they first found it, and then I had treatment all throughout 23 where I was resected successfully November 23, and then I had a pacemaker fitted in November 24, and now at the moment I'm in just remission.
So it's been quite the protracted ordeal, hasn't it? Was your journey different?
So I'm still sort of going through the process of treatment. Certainly Rowan's sort of miracle, because it was a terminal case, and they didn't think he'd make it through, did they?
No.
It was kind of awful by the sounds of it, and so yeah, mine's been a little bit different, where they were able to operate successfully on mine and give me radiotherapy. The danger is it recurring now, so I'm in the process now of we need to go through and check if there's anything left, and it's for the next 2, 3, 4 years making sure we scan regularly to pick anything up.
You've used this shared experience to fundraise, haven't you? We've seen some pictures that involved various groups of people being hoiked up a hill on a stretcher. What was that all about?
So, massive hill next to the village. I've got some friends from the Royal Marines that are bored. So, yeah.
So what better way to spend an afternoon?
The obvious conclusion was to drag someone up the hill on a stretcher and then back again.
How does this help in raising money and raising awareness, does it?
It's different. I think at the end of the day, you look at a lot of what fundraising is nowadays. I think dragging someone up a hill is very different and not really typically seen. I think it's drawn quite a lot of attraction. It's done majorly well, and we hope to keep it going as well, maybe every year, something sort of like that.
I mean, without making light of this, that shared connection has presumably helped both of you. Where are you now in terms of outcomes? Where are you expecting and hoping to be?
I draw a huge amount of inspiration from Rowan as someone who's lost some of the best years of his life in hospitals and having open heart surgeries and things. To come out to the side with such a positive outlook doesn't allow me any room to sort of whinge, which is very handy, which is exactly what you need in terms of outcomes. Yeah, I think we'd both like to crack on a little bit more with the fundraising stuff because, like I said, it's really important for improving that research and improving care for other people in the future.
It's been great to speak to both of you. Really appreciate your time coming in today.
Pleasure. Thanks.
I love meeting Rowan and Ryan. Good luck to them. On to the football now. Plenty of draws for our region's clubs, with only 2 wins for Yorkshire's teams over the weekend. One of those was in League One, the South Yorkshire derby between Barnsley and Rotherham. Then Leeds United were a dominant force at Elland Road against West Ham. With the roundup, here's Olivia Courtney-Ashton.
In League One, it was a scrappy ordeal for Doncaster Rovers, who made the trip to Reading, who sit just above the drop zone. After a goalless first half, there was a breakthrough in the 61st minute from none other than Rovers striker Billy Sharp. The lead wasn't held for long as Reading substitute Kamari Doyle equalised after being on the pitch for just 8 minutes. Bradford City travelled to Stevenage, where the prize for 3 points would be top of the League One table. After just 3 minutes, unmarked bantam Neil Byrne hit the bottom corner. Graham Alexander's men didn't hold their lead for long thanks to Harvey White's outside of the box volley. After a 1-1 result, the Bantams sit on 26 points in third, just behind Stevenage on goal difference. A South Yorkshire derby saw Rotherham narrowly claim the 3 points over Barnsley. This second half worldie from striker Cian Spence cemented the Millers' first win at Oakwell in 56 years. And in League Two, Chesterfield drew 1-1 when travelling to Tranmere Rovers. The Spireites took an early lead in the 12th minute thanks to opposition forward Omari Patrick turning it in from a low cross past his own goalkeeper. However, Chesterfield were denied a victory at Prenton Park as Tranmere's Connor Jennings snatched an added time equaliser. Olivia Courtney-Ashton, BBC Look North.
Thanks, Olivia. That will definitely make Paul happy. The Bantam's doing so well. We'll hear from him in a moment. But before we get to the weather, a campaign supporting Grassroots music venues arrives in Sheffield tonight, with live bands playing until 11 o'clock and tickets costing just £1. Latest figures show that more than 100 Grassroots venues closed in 2023, making it the worst year on record, and leading to fears that the survival of smaller live music spaces is at risk. Our reporter at Yellow Arch Studios, surfing the crest of the wave of new music while supping on a blackcurrant and cider, is Michelle Lyons. Good evening, Michelle.
Good evening, Tom. Yes, welcome to the Yellow Arch Music Studio. This is a fantastic little venue in the heart of Sheffield, and it has a capacity of about 200 people, so it's very intimate, perfect for those grassroots bands that are coming through. And tonight it's all about keeping music live. And here to tell us more about that is Greg Archer, who's from the Music Bear,
Water Bear College of Music.
College of Music just down the road. Yeah, why are you putting this on?
Oh, we're putting this on to support all the brilliant grassroots venues, to create opportunities for our students and some real world experiences as well.
And we have a lovely singer in the background here. Who's playing tonight?
Tonight at Yellow Arch we've got Canyon and Blue, and then we've got the amazing Millie Pie. We've also got Leeds band Flat Moon and Sheffield's very own FEMA.
And it's important you have venues like this to showcase their talents.
100%. We need these venues, we need these safe spaces to help with opportunities, to help break the next band, and also for the communities that are built within inside these venues.
And of course you need the audiences to come and follow you as well.
100%. The audience attending and their involvement is just as much as the bands performing, the artists and the crew.
And it's just £1 tonight, but you have sold out. Where else will you be playing?
We're in Manchester tomorrow, then we're in Nottingham on Wednesday, Norwich on Thursday, London on Friday, finishing in Brighton on Saturday.
So if people can't catch you here, where else will you be playing in future?
We'll be everywhere. Just keep an eye on all the socials and everything else, and we'll be there.
So lots of great venues to play here in Sheffield and across Yorkshire. Why is Yorkshire so good for that? How are we keeping it going?
I just think we've got just such brilliant artists and bands and venues. We've got such a brilliant grassroots community spirit, and I just think it's the place to be, the city to be for new music.
And of course, the Arctic Monkeys started out in this venue. In fact, they recorded their first album here, Tom. So you never know, one of the bands here tonight may be following in their footsteps. Back to you.
Thanks, Michelle. If we do pick up the new Arctic Monkeys, please make sure that you can claim you were there right at the start. Now, I wonder what the gig was the last one you went to. Anything trendy, anything new in a new music space?
Well, it was Dua Lipa, actually. So
okay.
You shove that in your pipe and smoke
it. Absolutely, Mr. Trendy Music Man. And now, it's
Yes.
firework night, Halloween. It's a big night for being out and about, isn't it? The big week coming up for being out and about.
It looks, Halloween looks very unsettled, very windy, rain around, but for half-term it's not looking too bad this week. Next few days, some sunshine to come. Starting with, actually, well, it's been a nice day in Filey. There was a shower that created this beautiful rainbow around about 9 o'clock this morning, but certainly the coast has been the place to be, and this was the wind turbines in Aberford. They're doing their job at the moment. I think last night wind power generated 65% of the whole of the UK's electricity. More of that to come in the next few days. The wind is going to be quite a feature. If you've got any pictures you'd like to send to me on X, Instagram or the Weather Watcher website, please do so. So tomorrow's headline is not looking too bad. There will be 1 or 2 showers around, but for most there'll be a good deal of sunshine. Strong winds, though, throughout. Tonight's rain, courtesy of this system, sweeping out of the way. We've got another one that might encourage a few showers Wednesday morning. Otherwise, there'll be some sunshine around. And daylight hours Thursday looks dry, but this feature will bring rain Thursday night and then strong winds for Halloween and into the weekend. Right, there's the radar picture. Tonight's rain just knocking on the door of Morecambe Bay. Won't be long before it's onto the Pennines. So most of us starting the evening on a dry note, but we will see rain spreading in from the west. 1 or 2 heavy bursts, but it's rattling through really quickly, followed by a few showers into the west, and we'll see lowest temperatures coming in at 7 or 8 degrees. So tomorrow's high water times, another nice day along the coast. Whitby 7:38, Bridlington at 20 past 8 in the morning. So 1 or 2 showers, especially across the Pennines, but the further east you go, the more likely you are to be dry, and even the showers to the west will become more and more isolated. So a day with plenty of sunshine. If you're planning a day trip with the kids, the coast, the place to be. Lots of sunshine, it'll be dry, but it will also be quite windy. A fresh to strong west or southwest wind, highs around about 13 degrees. That wind taking the edge off the temperatures somewhat. Wednesday then, a few showers, especially in the west at first, otherwise it's dry with some sunshine. Could be quite a bit of fog first thing Thursday morning, otherwise it's dry. And then Friday into the weekend does look unsettled and windy with some rain at times. That's the forecast.
All trick but no treat on Halloween.
Correct.
Then. OK, all right. Well, I'll save getting a bowl of chocolate then. Thank you very much indeed, Paul. That's as far as we go for you at 6:30. I shall see you for Cocoa at 10:30. But from all your Monday evening team, nice to see you. Bye.